Let's get into the World Baseball Classic. We're so excited. We've been having so much fun. Brig talked a little bit about how we've been down in Phoenix. We went to the game Saturday night, U.S. against Great Britain, and that was much closer than we wanted it to be.
We'll get there.
It was fun. Yeah, we'll get there. But we've also been walking around talking to people. It's been really cool to talk to like British baseball fans.
Right.
Because, I mean, it's almost like they're mythical. Like
it feels that way.
But they're real. They are real. We've
are.
spoken to them. They're on our TikTok and our Instagram.
Yep.
So go check it out. You can watch. We gave the world a rundown for those of you who've been watching the show. Know what the idea of the rundown is. That's what we've been doing down around Chase Field. We're going to do some more. So there'll be plenty of those videos coming. Let's talk about Japan. First things first, because Japan is going to win this whole dang thing because they're so good.
They're going to win the whole thing. I mean,
they were the first team to qualify for the quarterfinals to advance out of the pool play. They went 4-0 and they walked all over everybody. Shohei Ohtani is not the only guy either.
No, he is not.
It's
Shosei Togo.
Yeah,
is impressive.
So the one guy though that we keep hearing, it's so funny because it's hilarious. Like we've been talking to people and like, how about Japan? Like, how about Japan? That one guy, we're like, Shohei Ohtani. No. Lars Nootbaar.
Everybody we talk to about Japan brings up Nootbaar. And it doesn't matter what country they're from, what team they're supporting, they know about Lars Nootbaar.
So good.
He's everywhere.
He is like the WBC sensation right now, despite Shohei Ohtani hitting 5 home runs in every single game and striking out every batter he faces.
I don't understand.
It's outstanding. I love it so much.
It's great.
But anyway, so Japan is just walking on. They've moved on. Was that Korea? I thought that was Korea who beat China 22-2.
Yeah,
Korea.
Korea did.
Yeah,
Sorry.
So Korea today in the final day of their pool play, they broke the record for runs scored in a game. They beat China 22-2. That, as you can, they scored all those runs before the 5th inning, which in itself is astounding.
It is.
Because of the rules of the World Baseball Classic, which they have to have in place because of the talent differential, right?
Mm-hmm.
The disparity. That was only a 5-inning game because of the mercy rule, which, as it goes, is 15 runs through the 5th and 10 runs through the 7th.
Yep.
Or after the 5th and then after the 7th.
Yeah.
So we saw a couple teams get mercy ruled over the weekend. We'll talk about the United States in a little bit about that. But that to me is absolutely nuts.
It's crazy.
I understand they have to have the mercy rule, like I said, but like the fact that somebody won by 20.
The record has stood since 2006. That's when somebody else did it. I don't remember. I didn't write that down. Somebody else did it a long time ago.
That's crazy.
So they did back-to-back grand slams. There was a grand slam in the 4th and a grand slam in the 5th. Back-to-back innings. Yeah, you're right. Sorry. Yeah.
Could you imagine those back-to-back grand slams? Like, I know you'd have to have 3 batters in between, but still, like,
that's like nuts.
8 batters, 8 runs.
Can I jump back to Team Japan really quick?
Yeah.
Because this is a great story that come out of Team Japan. So the pitcher, Roki Sasaki, he's the one threw the perfect game last year, if I remember right.
Yeah, he's going to be something else when he comes over.
Yeah, he beamed Willie Escala of the Czech team with a 100-mile-an-hour pitch, and then, as an apology, gifted him, quote, massive bags of candy. I guess there were at least 2, and then they were, quote, massive bags of candy as an apology for hitting him with a 101.
I love that. I love the contrast of what we get as far as the competitors in Japan, because there's so much respect from player to player. But then, like, I'm going to go off real quick about this, because last night, Randy Rose, this was Sunday night when U.S. was playing Mexico, Randy Rosarino went to give a fist bump to Will Smith, who was catching for the United States at the time, and Will Smith shook him off. He snubbed him.
He did.
And I'm like, dude, I don't care if you don't like the guy. He shows some sportsmanship and maybe some international relations.
So bad.
Like, just stick your fist out there and let him bump it a little bit.
You're on national television. Like, he's walking up to the plate.
It's such a bad look for a team that everybody already wants to lose.
Yeah.
Like, there's that. But also, you play for the Dodgers, so more people don't like you.
Correct. And
now more people will not like you, because I lost a lot of respect for Will Smith after that.
Yeah, I was not happy to see it.
Yeah, no, not at all.
You know what? Speaking of cultural disparities, one of Shohei Ohtani's home run balls made it into the stands, obviously,
Right.
and then got
Instead of
passed
going into
around.
orbit.
Yeah, into orbit. Yeah, it didn't break through the roof this time like it did the one time. I think that's worth pointing out. Okay,
it has happened before.
There's no hyperbole there. He actually put a ball through the ceiling at the Tokyo Dome.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, so it made it to the stand. It came back. Anyway, the fan that took the souvenir then passed it around the stands.
Oh,
and it was returned to its rightful owner.
That would never happen here.
Never.
Ever.
But I mean, it's crazy. Like literally people are taking pictures of it and pictures with it. And then they made sure all of them made sure it got back to the person who walked away with it.
That's really cool. I like that.
Yeah. Talk about cultural differences.
Yeah, big time. Yeah. You hand that ball to one person, you'll never see them again.
No.
Not at an Angels game anywhere else in this
No,
country.
it's absolutely crazy.
For sure.
So, okay, let's just get into it. Adam Wainwright sucked against Team Great Britain.
So bad. Absolutely. Just like, okay, I'm going to give him a little bit like, yes, the home run he gave up off. Trace Thompson is a big leaguer.
Yeah.
He's like one of the couple big leaguers on that roster.
Yeah.
And so that was a I feel like that was legitimate. The problem came with a lack of command.
Yeah.
And also the fact that everybody else was hitting off of him. He couldn't get an out.
Right. And then even the other stuff, like the fringe responsibilities of your pitcher to like, I don't know, back up home plate.
Yeah.
When there's a ball coming in hot.
Yeah.
No, none of that.
No.
So I was really disappointed in Waino.
I was disappointed when I saw he was starting. I didn't really care to see him pitch. There's a bunch of other guys on our roster I want to see pitch.
Yeah, like Ryan Presley, who came in to pitch 3 innings last night against Team Mexico.
No, he didn't pitch 3 innings. He pitched
or 3 outs. I mean, gosh, 3 outs.
Garbage time when you're down 6 in the 9th inning. Like, no. So this is the problem that I have with all this, with all the pitching and stuff like that. Mark DeRosa, like the dude is not getting his bullpen warmed up. And I went off on a rant on this on our way to the car. It's I don't know. It might end up on the internet. I don't know. We'll see.
I'll sneak it on there.
But this is the thing, though, is that you get guys in a jam. And I understand that they've got to work through the jam. They've got to be able to do that. They've also got to get their work in because part of the stipulation these guys come is major league teams are like, well, they're not working out during spring training, so they still need to get their reps. Okay, get their reps. Have them throw a bullpen if they can't get out of the game, for crying out loud.
Bingo.
Because that's what guys do in spring training too. Like if they can't stay in there for as long as they need to get 15, 20 more pitches. They'll go throw it in the bullpen, even during the game.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Like I've seen guys do that.
Yeah.
Get the rest of their work in the bullpen. But these are competitive games. You can't just leave a guy in because you told his owner or his manager that he was going to get his work in.
It feels like a little league game where so-and-so's dad paid all the money for the field renovations and that kid gets to play.
It does. That's exactly what it feels like. But above all else, it feels like Team USA is not taking their pool seriously.
No.
Like it really doesn't. They came in really lackadaisical against Great Britain. They only won 6-2. Like everybody was expecting a mercy rule in that game.
Yeah.
And it didn't happen.
No.
It felt closer than 6-2 too.
It did.
If it wasn't for a Kyle Schwarber home run,
which was epic.
It truly was.
It was awesome.
Yeah, it was truly amazing to watch that one. But then to get blown out by Team Mexico, who we obviously discounted, right?
I think we did
enough credit.
Yeah,
they're a really good team.
Yeah,
but they're not 11-6 good. They're not 11-2 good.
No. Randy Rosarina is.
But
that's it.
And apparently Menenzies.
Oh man, Joey Menenzies.
Joey Menenzies apparently is too, because that dude teed off twice on USA pitching.
That dude's a revelation. And I know Mexico, he's a huge deal, so he's just a revelation to us. But
right,
man, he is. I've been so impressed with him, and he is fast.
Yeah,
he is scary fast.
He's a baller, man.
What is he, 33 or 34
I think
or something like that?
He's 33.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if somebody picks him up and brings him in, even if he's just a role player. Like I don't know if he'd necessarily be an everyday star.
No, I don't know.
This could be a flash in the pan. We see that sometimes, but
totally.
He could be a role player for somebody, maybe swipe a couple bases for him.
But Team USA nearly lost in a mercy rule scenario.
Yes, yeah, they were
to Mexico.
They were really close to getting mercy ruled by Mexico, and they should be embarrassed.
We are embarrassed.
We were thoroughly embarrassed leaving this game. And at one point last night, we were sitting there. We were both exhausted. We're continuing to be exhausted after doing all this.
Yeah.
But we were sitting there at the Caesars Sportsbook watching this game, and by like, was it the 7th inning, 8th inning? I can't remember.
Yeah.
I just got so annoyed with what was going on. I just started, what was going on. I started going off on all of it.
Yeah.
I couldn't shut up because I was just so bugged and angry about what I was watching. That Team USA was about, like, the game was at risk of ending early.
Yeah.
Because they didn't show up.
Yeah.
And it was blowing my mind. It's very upsetting. And we're hoping, like, by the time this comes out, the USA-Canada game will have already happened. And I just hope that game lit a fire and they come with an edge every single time. And I want to see a mercy rule tonight against Canada.
Well, there has to be, because if they don't, with the 18 to 8 or 18 to
8, yeah. Because they mercy ruled Great Britain.
They mercy ruled Great Britain, and the ties come down to run differential. And so even if Canada loses to the United States tonight, they still may get disqualified from the quarterfinals.
They could, yeah.
It's going to come down to run production.
Right. Well, and so this will be the third game. If USA wins this one, they'll be 2-1. Canada will be 2-1 as well. Wait, no, I think Canada would be 1 and 2 because they lost their. No, they'd be 1 and 1. They didn't play that.
Yeah, they'd be 1 and 1.
Sorry, but yeah, no, they're going to have to put up a bunch of runs between now and the end to make sure that they get their run differential tie. So.
And there's a whole thing about new pool of pitchers coming in the quarterfinal round outside of pool play, and I don't understand that. I know it's a thing that's happening, but can you explain it to somebody?
I remember it happened last time, and I think it's just it's almost like reinforcements because they don't want these guys
running their arms out or something.
Their arms out. That's early pitching that many competitive innings, and so they get these guys who are on the pitch count, right? Because you can only pitch 65 pitches, finish the batter, if that's what it comes down to. But then you get these other guys who have been pitching more competitively. Or working up more, ramping up more in spring training, and they're ready to go. Which is quite honestly an unfair advantage, over anybody else.
It is, but not if you don't advance. Then you don't get to take advantage of the advantage.
Right? Yeah.
Man,
I don't know. It's frustrating though, and I'm gonna be angry about that Mexico loss for a while.
Me too,
because it was fun. Like, I give the Mexican fans a lot of credit.
Man,
high energy. A lot of fun to be around. All the Mexico chants were amazing. It was so fun.
It was crazy good.
And watching them all dance, and then watching all the Mexico fans dance in the street afterwards.
Oh, man.
It was awesome.
Well, they have DJs going all the time down here, especially on the quarter, whatever that is, where the Caesar Sportsbook is, and all the gates to get into Chase Field are. There's a DJ going like the whole time.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
And at one point, I forgot he was going because I just got so used to it.
We looked over and we're like, wow,
this is still going hard.
It's hours later.
Yeah. But anyway, that's enough about USA. Let's talk about Great Britain. They're still on bases because they got some speed on that team, but also they were taking bases on Canada.
Yeah.
You know, they just couldn't convert it into runs. Was the problem. Like, granted, they converted it into 8 runs, but they gave up 18.
Right.
So that's
but they still scored 8 runs.
Yeah.
That's impressive. If they had brought that level of production to the USA game, they'd have won.
Yeah.
Scary.
Yeah. Tell us about Michael Peterson. Talk about a revelation.
Michael Peterson is a pitcher for Great Britain, and that dude, we were like 98, 99, 98, 99.
100-mile-an-hour sinker?
100-mile-an-hour sinker, and then he threw a looping curveball that was like 80. Yeah. We were like, and was it 79?
It was 82. Whoever was up to the plate flew out of his shoes because he pulled the string. We're just like, this dude just dropped 18 miles an hour on his pitch.
It was so impressive. We were loving it. And the fans, I got to be honest with you, the British fans have been amazing. They have been so much fun and so grateful to be here, so excited to be here. We've even met Australian fans, and that is super cool. Anyway, last thing I want to say before we take another break, unless you've got a thing.
No, go ahead.
Okay, Team Venezuela beat the Dominican Republic, and this is a big deal because it's the first time ever in World Baseball Classic history that Venezuela has beaten the Dominican. Previously, they have gone 0-5 against the Dominican.
Wow.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
And they are cruising right now.
Yeah, they're kind of a sneaky pick, right? Like kind of a sneaky team right now. Yeah. They're on the fast track to advance into the quarterfinals out of pool play. They're going to have to collapse not to, because the thing is, the Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico are looking up at them.
They are,
and that's not what we would have expected.
I did not see that coming.
Not at all.
No.
Although Dominican Republic did bounce back today.
Yeah.
But still,
it's fun.
yeah.
I love the nuances are the best part.
Yeah, there's gonna be a team every year that does this. We weren't really sure what to expect out of the pools over in Asia, just because there's a lot of unknowns in some of those teams. But I mean, Australia advancing was fantastic. That's great.
Same with Italy.
And Italy advancing, all those mustaches advancing. That's
it's and Mike Piazza.
Mike Piazza, yeah. I would love to see him get a coaching job of some variety after this.
I think he stands to.
I think he does too.
After he's at least advanced this far.
I watched an interview with him a few months ago, and he's been living in Italy, but he was like so low key that I don't know if he would want one.
Yeah, it's possible.
Because then he'd have to leave Italy, and then you have to, wouldn't have to be fired or anything, but have to work. I don't know if he's necessarily down. I wouldn't be if I was him.
So the teams that have advanced so far, and this is a little early because, it's a little early, but because it's Monday morning. Japan has advanced, Cuba has advanced, Italy has advanced, and Australia have advanced. All 4 of those teams are now guaranteed spots in the quarterfinals, and the rest too shall be determined.
Yes, we should. Yeah, we'll have quarterfinals all set in the next couple of days.
Yeah.